This discovery about you was unexpected, was even a little hard to understand. This discovery about you, it's unusual and somehow difficult to understand. Hello, warrior, it's Bella Bashan here. I got this word about extraordinary placed in my spirit, and how some of you are possessing these extraordinary qualities that almost have people around you feeling like you are very unusual and remarkable. They're wondering, how is it? How did you get to be so extraordinary? And there's people who have been in your presence, and they're reflecting. This is what the Holy Spirit has been showing me on how extraordinary your presence has been in their life. And so I wanted to give you this confirmation on just how powerful and unusual and remarkable your character and your gifts are. So, to be extraordinary, it means to be unusual and remarkable. Also, it can refer to abilities of a wide range of exceptional or special skills and talents or powers possessed by an individual. It is often used to describe someone who demonstrates abilities that go beyond what is considered normal or typical for humans. Examples of extraordinary abilities might include exceptional intelligence, extraordinary physical strength, heightened senses, telepathic powers and abilities to manipulate time and space. In some contexts or terms, it can also refer to the extraordinary abilities that are related to spiritual and mystical practices, such as clairvoyance, telekinesis, or the ability to channel healing overall. Overall, extraordinary abilities are often associated with qualities typically exhibited by quote unquote superheroes in popular culture. And so you are being seen, and by the way, when it says, I know some of you will be triggered by where it says mystical abilities, but Jesus was very mystical himself, and he displayed all of these abilities. He was able to read people's minds, know what was in their hearts. He was able to do healing. And so Jesus exhibited all these qualities. And so it's not unfair to say that you might also possess some of these, being a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ and a believer in Jesus Christ. And so one of the things the Holy Spirit was saying about this, though, is one of the main things you did recently is that you exhibited a very strong character that blew a group of people away. And the way I kind of saw this, actually, the way the Holy Spirit allowed me to see this is I was watching 90 Day Fiance. For those of you who watch this channel, I'm sure that's a real shocker to you, knowing that that's one of my favorite shows. But in this show, one of the guys who was, it's like before the 90 days, he was talking to someone for, I think it was a very long period of time, like a number of years. And once he got on the show 90 Day Fiance, he came to realize that the person he was speaking with was not a woman. It was, in fact, a man, and it was a catfish. And so they ended up finding the true woman who picture the catfish was using. And the woman, she came on to meet the guy, and the guy accused her a little bit of maybe trying to trick her, and she had nothing to do with it, and she just went on. And the people who were watching this, they were so this is actually an episode where it's the pillow talk episode, where they sit around and watch the episode and then they do commentary on it. And so the people who were doing commentary on the episode were like, no way, like this woman is a superhero. That's what they said. And then they applaud and they were like, yay. And then and so she was an extraordinary woman. She didn't have to show up there, and she was very nice. And then when the guy who got catfish left, which by the way, the guy was, he was a really sweet guy, and he just had major trust issues. And by the time he got done speaking with the girl who he had, thought he had been talking to for such a long period of time, which how awkward is that for her, that this guy's like in love with a a version of her that's not even true. And so by the end of it, he was actually very encouraged. And in the side interview, he said he was so happy, and he was like, I just need to learn how to get out there again, and I feel like I can trust again. And so just by showing up, and just by showing up for that guy, she really helped change the way he felt. Like by the end of that meeting, he felt like he could trust again, he could go out and meet other women. And so this was a very major superhero moment, and because all that girl did was show up, and it really changed this guy's life. And for some of you, that is a superhero extraordinary ability that you possess, is just by being in your presence, people feel better. People feel like they can trust again. They realize that there's good people out there who are not going to hurt them. And so you really help make the world a better place. It's this extraordinary ability to help heal people's hearts just by the smallest amount, just by you showing up, just by being in your presence. This is very much also like Daniel from the Bible, who displayed extraordinary abilities. And in Daniel 5:12, it says, this man Daniel, who the king named Belteshazzar, has exceptional ability and is filled with divine knowledge and understanding. He can interpret dreams, explain riddles, and solve difficult problems. Call for Daniel, and he will tell you what the writing means. And so people are just like, call on Light Warrior. They'll be able to do it. They can interpret dreams, they can explain riddles, they have divine knowledge, and they will make you feel better just by showing up. So you are extraordinary, and great people can see it too. The king was the one that gave him this great name, and that realized that he was such an extraordinary person. And so the people who are realizing you possess these extraordinary qualities may be people who are considered influential people, possibly, or possibly people who are important to you in your life, who maybe you are trying to make a good impression on. So you really have made a very extraordinary impression on the people around you, and it's because of your exceptional abilities, and they're being recognized. So I hope this word brought you some encouragement today. Give it a thumbs up if it did. Subscribe to see more videos, and I'll talk to you again later. God bless.